a fast and easy way to create clips for PVC pipe. Cut off a small end of the PVC pipe and slice it in half lengthwise. Secure the half into the wall with a screw. Now we can press down to clip our PVC pipe into the two halves. Now we'll be installing a ball valve. We need to stop the flow of water from this pipe, so we'll use a dowel. Gently hammer it in and then saw it flush if necessary. Next, we'll install the ball valve onto the pipe. This step will differ according to the kind of valve you're using. Once finished, carefully remove the dowel using a drill. Close the valve to complete the installation. Here's what it looks like from the other side when you install a hollow wall support into drywall. As it tightens, the wings flare out, which provides the support. We can make some very sturdy wall clips from the tops of plastic bottles. We'll heat the edges with a heat gun and then bend them over with a pair of pliers. Now we can screw our new clips into the wall to hold cables and pipes in place. Check out this cool way to keep your charging cables on hand. Tape a couple of magnets to the bottom of a binder clip. Now we can put the binder clip on the edge of a table to keep our cables within reach. We can remove the excess paint from paint rollers with a string and an empty paper towel roll. Press the tube down the brush to squeeze out the paint. Here's a quick and easy way to attach two aluminum frames together. Drill the screw in perpendicularly until it passes through the metal. Then turn the screw vertically and pass it through the frame below. We can make perfect circles using only a zip tie and a couple of pencils. Pass the strap through the head, then fold the zip tie in half. Use one pencil in the center of the circle and the other to trace the circumference. The bristles on brooms are easily damaged. We can extend their life by adding a bit of double-sided tape to sweep up any loose dust and protect the bristles. We can squeeze out the last bit of toothpaste with this next trick. Zip tie two pencils together and pass the toothpaste tube between the pencils. Installing tongue and groove flooring should be done so that the ends of each boards don't line up with the neighboring ends. We can do this by lining the boards up initially and then sliding one board down, like so. Here's a great way to twist together wires. Drill two small holes into this washer head bolt and then insert the wires into the holes. Attach the bolt into the chuck and then hold the wires with a vise. Drill to twist the wires together. If we wrap this solder around these two wires, we can solder them together using a blowtorch to melt the solder. After long enough use, the stone on this circle knife sharpening machine is no longer square. We can fix that with the help of an angle grinder. Looks like this doormat just won't stay put. We can give it some extra grip by using a bit of plastic wrap. Fold it over a few times to match the size of the doormat. How about a glass of orange juice? Using the top of a plastic bottle, trace and cut out a circle on the top of the orange and replace the peel with the bottle top. Attach a screw eye into the chuck and drill inside the orange. Now we can pour out the orange juice from the bottle top. Our wire here is a bit loose. Luckily, it's an easy fix. Just cut off both ends of the cable clip and hammer it back with a nail. Next, we're making a duster drill bit. Cut the slits into both ends of one piece of paper and leave the other one whole. Create a notch in the dowel and glue two pieces of paper inside this notch. Now we can dust off our woodworking projects. Sometimes it's better to keep things simple. Here we're using a metal plate and a zip tie as an anchor to secure this pipe to the wall. Instead of throwing away this old shovel, we can turn it into a post hole digger. Scrape off the rust and cut off the shovel blade into a square. Use a vise to straighten the edges and then bend it back into a cylinder shape. Hit it with a few coats of spray paint and now you can start digging. To make it easier to find the end of the tape, most people just fold the tape back on itself, creating a tab. Instead of folding the tape on itself and leaving a tab of unused tape, it's better to fold the tape backwards. It makes the tape easier to grab, and the result is less unused tape. We can make a temporary foam brush to apply wood stain by clipping this small sponge. We can also use another clothespin to remove the old sponge and keep our hands clean. Here's a quick makeshift utility knife. Hot glue a razor blade to the teeth of a comb and let it dry. Now we can cut things like paper, aluminum foil, and foam. Here's a little trick if you have a screw that keeps slipping. Grab a piece of duct tape and put it on the end of a drill bit. Press down firmly. That should give it some extra bite. Every project could use an extra pair of hands. But what can we do if we don't have an assistant? We can build a simple stand using 2 pieces of wood, a single hinge, and some 100 grit sandpaper. We're going to use this extra piece of 2x4 to adjust the height of the stand to the appropriate height. If you need to reseal a glass bottle, we can cut off the top of a plastic bottle and then use a lighter to heat the plastic around it until it shrinks around the edge of the glass bottle. We can turn this old bike chain into an adjustable homemade wrench. We'll secure some square tubing in a vise and weld on one of the ends of the chain to the outside. Then tuck the remainder of the chain inside the square tube. When ready to use, pull out the chain to the appropriate length, squeeze, and then twist. It looks like this chair is a little worn out. We can make use of the legs by turning them into a spray paint turntable. This one is extremely simple. We're not even securing the pieces together. But you can add complexity to fit the needs of your projects. Next, we're making a DIY door closer to prevent the door from being slammed. Essentially, we're welding a nut to some rebar and then welding a spring perpendicular to the rebar. Next, we'll create a frame to hold everything together. Secure the spring, then pass the bolt through the nut like so, and secure it on both ends. Now we'll mount the door closer to the wall, then pass the rebar through the bracket and mount the bracket itself to the door. Now let's build a portable light bulb. Cut off the end of the extension cord for the plug. Glue the base of the light bulb to the plug and wrap the electrical wires around the appropriate screws and tighten. Twist on the casing and screw in the light bulb. Plug it in directly to the outlet. Our wooden clamps aren't as stable as we'd like them to be. We can fix that with a little bit of foam. Cut out some hand-sized blocks using a utility knife. Then heat the bar with a blowtorch. Now press the heated bar onto the foam block and then remove it. We'll repeat this a few more times, and now we've got some foam block stands. Sometimes glue dries and gets stuck in the nozzle, making it difficult to open. We can cut an oval-shaped wood tab to make things easier. Insert the nozzle into the wooden tab and then attach the nozzle back onto the lid. This gives us a little extra leverage. Here's a quick way to hold 2 pieces of wood together while the glue dries. Attach binder clips to one end and then hold everything in place by wrapping rubber bands around the 2 pieces of wood. You can wrap this wire around the thread of a bolt to make a little spring.